Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of Omnibros Live on a Monday night. It's your boy Gio here. I changed up the message because I wanted to refresh things. So we're still petitioning, but I figured it was too long, and I'm just getting straight to the point. If you're new here and you like Marvel Comics, you need to know that the Inhumans, they need an omnibus. Let Marvel know, please. I'm sick and tired of what. So, with that amazing intro, Geo here. Glad everybody's safe, tuning in to the chat, all that cool stuff. I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Comics Guide. How you doing, brother?
Hey man, it is Monday. How about that? It's the start of the week, just kind of powering through it right now.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, we were talking in the break room before the show started that I don't have anything hooked up to my work stuff at home. I have a strict policy of that. So, you know,
Heck
I
yeah.
don't do it anymore. I think that's probably for the best. Oh, well, I think I just lost Geo. We'll see how this goes. I don't have mod access, so let's take a look at some questions. Let's see. Where was it? Aku asks, hey everybody, what's the better slot story, Superior Spider-Man or Silver Surfer? So personally for me, Superior Spider-Man is a longer story, so slot gets a lot of an opportunity to kind of really explore what the character is like, how Otto Octavius is trying to make amends for all the bad shit he did as Peter Parker as Spider-Man right now. And I think that's really an interesting dynamic. His Silver Surfer run, which is significantly smaller, is a great sci-fi pseudo Doctor Who story. So I highly recommend that for anybody that's out there and is into that type of stuff. It really just is Doctor Who. Plus, you get Mike Allred art, and Mike Allred's art is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But hey, while we are on the subject, since I don't know,
Can you hear me?
yeah, are you here?
I don't know what happened. StreamYard literally kicked me out.
That's
No
weird.
signal drop, nothing. It just like boom, I got out and I got like an error message and I couldn't log back in. And when I logged in just now, it had two windows open. I don't know what's
Mm,
happening with this stupid website. So sorry about that, folks.
that is weird. Hey, but
It's
I
not
was just
the
about to do
internet.
it.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
all
Go
good.
ahead.
I was just about to do the promo for In Stock Trades. Are we giving away a gift card tonight?
Yes,
This being
sir,
the
we are. Hold on. Yes, we are. My bad. There we go. You can continue.
right. So, like I was saying, you can pick up some great comic books and omnibuses at our lovely sponsor, InStockTrades.com. Where for over, is it $50 now? You get free shipping, Gio? It's been a minute since I've done the promotion.
50 orders of $50 or more gets you free shipping. Yeah.
There we go. InStockTrades.com, man, they have the best packaging in the industry, even years later, where nobody else can compete really with what they're doing. And look at all these releases. Look at some of these great books that you can pick up right now. We've got Deadly Class, one of my personal favorite Rick Remender titles that have come out in the last few years. Human Target, which I believe just won the Eisner. This is volume 2. I'm willing to bet money that there will be a one whole set, the whole collection will be
Like
put
a
out
deluxe
eventually.
edition. Yeah.
Yeah. Most likely it just won an Eisner Award, so yeah, most likely it's going to get put out into an absolute edition. But if you want, you can pick that one up right now. What else do we got? We've got some Daredevil, Batman and Robin. Scroll up a little bit, Gio, for me. While we're still up. By the way, by the way. Thank you. Captain America, is that what run of Cap is that?
That's the Ta-Nehisi Coates omnibus that we talked about last week.
Okay. So there's some stuff there. And yeah, just a bunch of great titles that you can pick up at our lovely sponsor, In Stock Trades, for one hell of a discount, honestly. I mean, most of it 50% off, as you could see right here. Just wonderful stuff.
There you go. Beautiful job, sir. Thank you so much. Go check them out, guys. Give us a minute. In a couple minutes, I'll share the rules for the $50 gift card. Let me
Ooh.
get my bearings straight here. Because StreamYard, shout out to Rodimus Prime. prime rib. That's true. StreamYard does not want me to talk about the Inhumans. They kicked me out. What the hell? I'm offended. Not really. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Jess could not be here, but you're stuck with us. So yay. Oh, there you go.
You call for something.
That's StreamYard. That's StreamYard calling. Tell them they need to stop the slander and the nefarious work that they do, kicking people off. You know. Here's a PSA. The peanut butter chocolate pie has returned to Costco. They improved it with whipped cream piped around the crust.
Oh, wow. That's a 2.0 of the peanut butter Costco pie.
2.0.
Nice. This is a 2.0 version. It's like, how can we make it much better? And they're like, yeah, let's throw whipped cream around it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now I got to look for it.
Oh, I saw a very nice comment from our boy, Super Laugh Heart. Where is it? Did I lose it? Don't tell me that I did. There it is. That means a lot, brother. It maybe not said often enough. Your streams mean a lot to many, and your efforts are very much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
Sometimes I forget that a lot of people watch this stream because I'm so used to the live feedback audience participation, and I forget how many hundreds of people watch this later, and it's a lot. So I do appreciate. We all appreciate all the views, all the comments, all the silly jokes, all the wonderful, meaningful stuff, and even the haters that dislike the videos. You're all welcome. We love every single one of you.
Yeah, we get most of our views come from after we finish our live stream because it's kind of tough. You know, we're competing with the Mexican who he has all the breaking news for omnibuses and stuff like that. So that's kind of difficult. The near mint guy. I'm kidding.
It took me a minute. I'm like, where? What? Okay, gotcha.
Waiting. I'm like, Gio, I hope you put this one together.
Okay. Got it.
So
right.
We're competing against the near mint Mexican, and it's kind of difficult some nights, you know, because he hogs the spotlight around the same time. So, but no. We appreciate all you guys that hang with us, and we appreciate all you guys that watch the stream after we're done and stuff like that. So it's always fun. Most of our views come from after the fact.
This is very important, everybody. NFL Dude 56 brings up a great point. Like the video. We say that a lot. Everybody says it, but if you do videos, you know that it helps the channel. So I'd appreciate it if you like the video. The failure to release certain omnibus is inhumane. Yes, it is. It's a crime against humanity.
It's coming, Gio.
Omnibus are the Omnibros. Sorry, Omnibros are the best. Thanks for all you do, Kenny. Thank you so much. You've been watching, I think, since day one or first year, I should say, not that day one. How could you know day one? But thank you. Very fine condition. Yes, they are. They are very fine conditioning books, thingamajigs. I don't know.
I don't.
So yeah,
I don't think we have anybody that's been since day one, because that's just natural. It happens. You do the show long enough, people drop off, they come back, you know, they live. That's just part of it. I don't think we have really anybody from day one when Riley and I did that stream when I was living in that studio apartment years and years ago.
Who did the first stream? You or Riley? On what channel? On your channel?
On my channel.
I'm going to go back to that video, and do you think the chat might still be saved when I replay the stream?
I don't know. That's a good question, but I'm kind of curious who out there, because there's some year one guys here. There's some people that have been here since the first year. I don't think anybody's been here from day one.
No. You probably got... Remember when we had the phase of the Russian sex bots?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That was fantastic. That was like 2019, 2018. So we've seen a lot of stuff come and go on YouTube live streaming, because the show when we first started was through Google Hangouts.
It was,
and that was fun and awkward at the same time because you don't have the dynamic of both cameras. You just see one camera, and you have to wait until someone speaks so the broadcast would switch camera views.
Oh my
And
god.
I remember that. And when they announced they were shutting down, everybody freaked out. And that's when the cloud streaming services arrived, like StreamYard. So, hooray! Yet they kicked me out because I talk about the Inhumans, but whatever. Sure, we'll let that pass.
Jesus, yeah, you're taking me back. What year did we start? We're not 10 years yet. We're not even close, right?
No, we're not that old. We're old, but not that old.
7? Are we
2016.
7 years? 16, so 2003, we're looking at 7 years. You know, we're closer to 10 years than you would think.
I am. I hope we can still keep going, and it'd be fun as hell to celebrate 10 years on YouTube and reminisce on how old we are. Because I will say, not to brag or anything, but the landscape of our niche was very different in 2016, and then we came along, and I would like to think it sort of sparked a thing where now 2023 you see so many channels doing cool live streams and talking with people and engaging and all that stuff. I would like to think we were somewhat a part of that.
Yeah, the difference is we actually read our books, unlike some of the more popular channels that have books in their background.
There you go. Props. Years ago, the live chat wouldn't show up on replay until later on. Damn. Well, I'm going to look through that video to see any of the comments to see. And no cheating, guys. Don't post comments on that old video because I'm going to see the dates. So I'm going to do some homework and get back to everybody. Good evening, chaps. Hope all is well. It's all right. I remember when you all had afros, how time flies. That's true.
That was, yeah. That was a weird phase.
Even if they started with Inhuman epics, it would at least be a start. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm afraid if they do that, they'll be like, that sells enough. That's okay. We don't need to do an omnibus. And that's not what I want, because if every other character has an omnibus, I want my favorite Marvel team to have a book in the format that I love, which is the omnibus format.
Absolutely.
That's just me. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's their call, whatever. But I'm still going to be annoying and bother people about the Inhumans, even if StreamYard hates me. Refusal to publish a certain omnibus is like a black bolt to my heart. Yes, every day. YP, thank you for joining. What's up? If Inhumans were at DC, it would get a compendium.
You're not wrong. It might have already done something.
It might have happened already. Yeah. They do have a tendency of publishing weird things first, than the ones that are like critically acclaimed that people want. They have a track record of that.
And it's the other way around at Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
Marvel is pretty much just like, what else do we got? We've already published most of our really popular stuff in omnibuses and deluxe edition. Yeah, let's put out ROM. Somebody will buy that, all right?
ROM. We're gonna see. What's the other one? Micronauts. That's coming out.
Micronauts. Yeah, Micronauts.
Oh boy.
I know all three of you out there that are ROM fans will take this.
No, there are a lot of ROM fans. I'm gonna become a ROM fan next year. It's gonna be insane. I'm gonna wear a ROM shirt. I hope that Hasbro makes a ROM Marvel Legends. I would buy the crap out of it. And yeah, let's go ROM for life, brother.
Yeah. I mean, what if all this is just leading up to the big post-credit scene of James Gunn's Superman movie? Is ROM showing up?
Hell yeah. You got the rights?
I mean, damn it. I'm getting it. Whatever. I'm so tired. That's a Marvel thing.
That's a Marvel, but it works if they paid an astronomical fee to get the licensing.
God damn it. Bear with me, guys. I've been up since 5 a.m. and I got out of work at like 6 in the afternoon.
all right. Don't worry about it. We're all friends here. So chat. Jess usually hauls a shit ton of stuff, and he's not here. I didn't haul. I did get one book. I don't want to ruin it because it's a pretty cool book, and it's I'm saving that for my video this week. So ignore that. I didn't haul anything. Um,
Mm.
Lou, you're not hauling books,
Nope.
so kind of screwed in that department until Gabe arrives, hopefully in a couple minutes. But what about reads? Have you been reading anything interesting lately?
Yeah, man. I still continue my read through of Scalped, my reread. I should say this is my
Hmm.
third time going through it. I'm in the middle of book 3 right now, with the deluxe editions. It's a little bit weird because I'm reading it digitally. So I'm in the middle of book 3, and I'm really, really, really loving the story. The thing is, after so many years of not having read Scalped, it still catches me by surprise. Some of the smaller stories that I ended up forgetting that lead to the bigger beats in the book, because I remember the major moments. I know how the story ends. I know the fate of all the characters. I kind of know most of the twists and turns that the story takes. But it's the smaller stories that I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about this guy who he shows up at the beginning of the third volume, and he's basically a con man, and how that story ties into Dash. And it it's really, really good, and it just gets better as it goes, and you could see Jason Aaron starting to really come into his own as a writer. I still stand by the fact that I don't think this book would get published today. Not even because it's Jason Aaron that's the one that's writing a story about him, native. I don't even know what the term is anymore. Not indigenous people. What's the politically correct Native Americans, folks? Okay,
Native, yeah, yeah.
that's what I was raised on, and that's what I know. Sorry. Um, I don't think it would get published today, not just because of that, but because of the fact it's raw. It is really raw, and I forgot just how raw that book gets, man. Um, it it goes for very much. It, Sometimes I think it's a little bit too much, and it kind of crosses over into, okay, this is just almost comically over the top. That'll be one of my criticisms I get into when we do end up reviewing it. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it in time for this week, but it's not enough that this character is smoking crack. It's this character is also a whore. She's smoking crack and she's pregnant inside of the back of a car. I'm like, I think that was a bit much as far as that goes, and it's borderline comedic when it does that for me. I'm like, oh, okay. But this was also the early 2000s, and that was the vibe. It was extreme, It was kind of that era.
Is Scout your favorite Jason Aaron run? Thank you for the question.
That's a good question. I would actually give it to his Thor run. I think his Thor run is impeccable, especially that God Butcher stuff that he does early on. I think it's so goddamn great, and you can't go wrong with it. I think it's better because that's more of a refined version of Jason Aaron. He's got a few years under his belt. He's really got his style down pat, and it's such a great run altogether.
Nice. Tasty Melon is rereading Monster, my favorite manga ever. Nice. Let's see. Bought Scalp Deluxe Volume 1 for cheap. Now Volume 2 is crazy expensive. May have to go the trade paperback route. I would do that. Get the trades, and if the deluxe editions ever come back and you're able to snag them up, do that. But don't leave that story hanging just because you can't get the hardcover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I said this already, but Scout would have been a great HBO series back then.
The Scalp would still make a great HBO series. I mean, they'd have to shave off some of the more rougher ends in the storytelling and things like that. Kind of what they did with the boys. But the core of a great police procedural and FBI story is there, and as long as they focus on the core, I think they can really knock it out of the park.
I mean, they got Max, so they can stream it there and be all hardcore and edgy.
Yeah, yeah.
Charles is asking a very important question. Lou, will you be getting a key with your cat's lair?
I don't understand the reference.
Think back to last Monday's show when I showed off the Thundercats lair.
Oh, oh man, I completely forgot about the Thundercats layer. See, what happened was I saw Dinobot automatically transform himself, and my mind just went straight to there, and I fell down a rabbit hole the following day, where for about 4 hours I was just watching videos of people having fun with that, and I'm just crying up a storm.
Have you seen the live action Twisted Metal series on Peacock? Did that start already?
I didn't even know that started. I don't have Peacock anymore.
I saw the trailer. Didn't really care for it. I was never big into Twisted Metal, but I don't know if I want to see it. I'll be honest. I got so much stuff to watch and read that I don't know. But if people like it, that's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, honestly. I don't have Peacock anymore. My wife and I, we've been kind of, because I bought the box set for Game of Thrones, the 4K set. So that's what we've been doing at night. We end up watching 1 or 2 episodes before we go to bed. So we're about halfway through the first season already. So that's been our thing.
Cool. Speaking of a thing, okay, we're 20 minutes in, guys. Let's start doing the gift card thing. So if you guys want to participate for your shot at winning a $50 gift card courtesy of InStockTrades.com, all you have to do is write in the chat, just as it says right there, all caps, please. Hashtag IST gift card. All one word, everything together with the hashtag, for a shot at winning the $50 gift card. Once again, courtesy of our sponsor, that's InStockTrades.com. So write it in the chat just once. You don't need to spam. Please do not spam. And by the end of the stream, after we're done with the previews, we'll pick out a winner. And we'll give you further instructions once we're done. Okay, so I read most of Secret Invasion. You guys might remember that we set a date for the Secret Invasion Omnibus review discussion. Jess was going to do that with me. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight, and so we are going to postpone that for next Monday. We're going to talk about that. So I don't have all the tie-ins. I mostly read the Omnibus. And the only tie-in book that I have, which is not in that book, is the Black Panther Secret Invasion, which was my favorite tie-in. And that's one of the negatives of the Omnibus, in my opinion. It doesn't have the tie-ins, I guess. It mostly collects New Avengers, Mighty Avengers, the Illuminati 5-issue series, and the Secret Invasion 8-issue event. And I think if Marvel reprints the book, they will probably add some of the tie-ins and build it a little bit better, more cohesive, I guess. But I'm not going to share my thoughts, even though I've already said multiple times what I feel, how I feel on Secret Invasion, if you paid attention to this channel. So that's probably not going to change. So we'll talk about the scrolls next week. So Jess can participate.
Okay. So, general thoughts. Can you give us that as far as, because it's been a while since you've read it, right?
Yes. So spoiler free, I guess. Secret Invasion is one of my favorite Marvel events, modern Marvel events, like from the 2000s onwards. I love the secrecy and the conspiracy behind it. I love that the scrolls not only are like imitating people, but have been infiltrating all facets of life and um, superhero-dom, or however you want to call it, since decades ago, replacing several key characters. And I found that super fascinating, even though a scroll by himself isn't that intimidating. He's just a wimpy, skinny green alien, and you can probably knock him out. I mean, if I saw a scroll in real life, I could go to town to that guy and punch him in the face, you know?
Yeah.
But I think what's fun about the book is the secrecy aspect and the conspiracy, like I mentioned, and the fact that it involves the whole entire Marvel world, not the cosmic side, but mostly on Earth. And the main, I'm just reviewing the book now. The main issue that I have with that storyline is that if you read the 8 issues by themselves, it's very lackluster, and people might think, really, that's your favorite event? I think this worked great with the supplemental material of New Avengers by Brian Michael Bendis. He set up a lot of the story beats that would play out in the Secret Invasion event, and Mighty Avengers too. You get some reveals in New Avengers which are crucial to the main event. So I always recommend, if you must read something else alongside the main event, at least check out New Avengers, because that really complements the story.
Okay.
The art is fantastic. Lionel Francis Yu, I think, does some of his best work, in my honest opinion. And yeah, it's. I think it still holds up. I think it's great. The outcome of that leads into other famous stories of that era of Bendis's run, which were also notable and famous, and some people like, some people hate. I didn't mind it too much. I thought it set up for a different status quo in regards to the finale.
Okay. Was this this was before House of M, right? This was
After
right.
after House of M. House of M was 2005, and Secret Invasion was 2000. Hold on. Secret Invasion was in, nobody spoil it in the chat, 2008. Yeah.
2008. Okay, so it's also good to remember this was a period where this was post Civil War, where Marvel had to have an event every few months, and eventually, I remember the vibe. Eventually, readers just said, "Okay, goddamn, you need to stop. The events are just getting out of hand. It's just gotten to be way too much." As a concept, I love the idea. I think it's a brilliant concept. It's one of those things where I'm like, why hasn't anybody else thought about doing something like this before? It's a great concept. Admittingly, I haven't read the book, and I've heard the same thing you have, that you've obviously read it, but the tie-ins seem to be really crucial, because this was the era, again, post Civil War, where you can read the main story, but there's the bulk of the true story really comes from the tie-ins, and the fun is really picking up the tie-ins from the main author that's writing the event, because that really helps flesh out everything. Again, coming back to the last huge event where I was buying almost everything, Civil War, you can read the main Civil War title, and that's fine, but there's certain books that I always tell people you should pick up. You should pick up the Spider-Man story. You should pick up the Tony Stark, the Iron Man book. Obviously, the Captain America story that's going on at the time. You should pick that up. You should pick up the main Civil War story. And then there's a few other supplemental ones where it's like, why the fuck? I picked up the Fantastic Four one. I'm like, this has almost nothing to do with this other than it's mentioned in a blurb or a bubble in the back of an issue or something like that. There was Wolverine. I thought Wolverine was pretty good for that. So what do you recommend as far as tie-ins that are a must for somebody that is reading this book?
I'm looking at the titles here. I would recommend the Black Panther. It's Jason Aaron, going back to that, and it's a small book, only a couple issues, like 4 issues. but it's so badass, and you understand why no one invades Wakanda. And let's see,
Great.
the Inhuman stuff was fun because, well, I can't say it has to do with the Illuminati book, but I'm not going to reveal what happens there. But it's related to that. I would check out Secret Invasion, Fantastic Four. Why not? You know, the scrolls and the Fantastic Four go hand in hand. I'm not a huge fan of Mighty Avengers, but I would still recommend people read it because that was the era when Bendis was doing the two books, the New Avengers and the Mighty Avengers stuff. I was not a fan of that. I just preferred New Avengers overall. And honestly, you're okay without most of that stuff, without most of the tie-ins. You can still enjoy the main bulk of the story with just New Avengers and the main story. Also, this is an era where nowadays we don't. How do I say this? That was an era where everything, like you said, there were so many events one after the other, but they all linked up. Civil War happens, and the outcome led into that, to the other thing, blah, blah, blah. In the case for Secret Invasion, you had stuff like Annihilation, which, spoilers, is where you get the destruction of the Skrull home planet, whatever. Hi, Gabe. Thank you for joining. Oh, you're live. You're here with us. I think you're muted. No, you're not muted. Okay. So that led into, the Skrull Empire was devastated after Annihilation. So there's a reason for them to venture onto Earth. What was the other thing? The New Avengers run from Bendis starts out pretty great, and then you get a really surprise reveal, which sets up the main bulk of Secret Invasion, and then afterwards you get stuff like Dark Reign. What was the one with? What's the event with New Asgard? I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
Fear Itself?
Yeah. Was it Fear Itself?
Fear Itself.
Where Asgard shows up in like Oklahoma or whatever?
That was Straczynski's Thor run. That was a big part of his Thor run.
That was the start of the Thor run. It's been because that's when Thor brings everybody back to life or whatever, and then brings Asgard. Siege. Oh my god! How did I forget that? That's like one of my favorite events. I should have known because it's the same artist, right? It's Olivia Coipel, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this was a really interesting era, and I think people should give the Secret Invasion stuff a shot. And if you think about it, that omnibus is kind of New Avengers Volume 2 with so many issues. It's missing a couple to link up the two. So I'm pretty sure if they do a reprint, they'll include that stuff, and it'll be like New Avengers Volume 2.
So it's like a double dip almost, huh?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember the thing that kicks off Secret Invasion, where there's somebody that's laying on a stretcher or something like that, and they're dead, and it turns into a squirrel, and it's like, we've got a problem. And that was the big, like, what the
That's one of my favorite scenes from that. Yep.
That was the reveal of Elektra, right?
Yes. Slight spoilers if you haven't read it. Don't worry. She comes back.
It was
Don't worry, the event's 15 years old.
Yeah.
It was such a great reveal, though, reading that for the first time. I never read Secret Invasion, but I did kind of bounce around at the time from Marvel and stuff like that. And I remember just looking at that going, oh, this is actually kind of interesting what they're playing with.
I love that because it was taking a look at the fabric of the Marvel universe and be like, you know what? We're about to show you a story about stuff that's been happening behind the scenes. You think you know all these heroes doing all these things. What if it's not as you were led to believe with certain characters? Where are they now? You eventually get that reveal. The actual outcome of Secret Invasion surprised a lot of people when I don't want to reveal it just in case, but a certain character ends up.
I spoiled it last night.
Yeah, ends up saving the day, which I remember a lot of people were upset about, but I thought it was fun, and it led to more interesting stories in that same Bendis run. So yeah.
So all of that, I've mentioned it on the show before, like, and we've read a few of these, but everything from like Avengers Disassembled through like the Dark Reign is like top tier Marvel comics for me. Like that, or these are like mainstream Marvel, like Avenger stuff and things like that. But everything from like almost everything. I can't just broadly generalize everything. There's a lot of garbage in there still, but that is some of the most like eventful, lasting event stories. Some of the best art we ever had. That whole era is fantastic. Like Norman Osborn taking over the Thunderbolts. That's a great run. And then after that, you also get the Luke Cage run after that. So all that stuff is really great. Dark Avengers is one of the best things that's ever came out of this era. That whole Dark Reign stuff is so great.
Yeah.
Siege, Dark Reign. I mean, House of M. I mean, that's early on, but like this era, when it comes around like Secret Invasion, Siege, all that stuff, Dark Reign, all that stuff is so good, so good.
Yeah.
I don't disagree, Doctor. That's. I mean, I love '90s stuff, but like, I think like my top tier, like the '90s stuff is like my golden age. That's how I learned how to read comics and discover comics and stuff like that. But like my top tier, like Silver Age stuff, is definitely Marvel Knights and the 2000 stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So with that said, just a quick question for you, Gio. Did you see the Secret Invasion show?
I watched the first. I canceled my Disney Plus subscription, and since the show wasn't doing that well, they decided to air the first 3 episodes on Hulu, which I do have. So I watched the first 3. Not the most engaging show, and I know almost most of what happens, and I'm not a fan of it, but I do want to watch it just because I like the storyline and the scrolls and all that stuff. Out of respect for my liking that stuff, I want to see the whole thing and then, be able to criticize it.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. I just kind of wanted your 2 cents on it because I have all but almost given up on everything Marvel right now. It's
from what I can see, this was very obvious that Secret Invasion was probably supposed to be a movie that got turned into a show.
Yeah, I get that.
And even with the limited how do I say this? The limited scope of the MCU thing. They tried their best to loosely adapt this into that universe. I think they had enough material to do a really awesome version of Secret Invasion, but it just, from what I've seen, it mostly just falls flat.
Okay, yeah.
And it wasn't as engaging, like I said earlier.
Based on everything that I've read, heard, and all that stuff, I get that vibe too, that I think it would have worked better as a movie. And
I saw the whole thing, and I think that's a fair assessment.
Okay.
I think that's very fair.
As an overall concept, it's there. The story is there, but it doesn't feel like, from everything that I've read, they really fleshed it out and really thought it out well. Because this could have been something that could have been its own phase, the Secret Invasion phase or something like that.
I would have loved it. Yes.
So, but to relegate it to, well, it's 6 episodes. Most of them are 30 minutes long. It seems like you're cutting it really short for something that is millions. This is quoted in the show. It's not just 10, 12 scrolls or anything like that. It is millions of scrolls are on Earth. That's a problem.
Yeah. But they don't show, from what I remember, they don't show the weight of that. Like, it's fine to say it, but it doesn't feel like it. There's a thing that happens in the first episode, terrorist attack, spoilers, and thousands of people died. But when I watched the episode, I'm like, it's probably like 20 people that died there. I don't know.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was a very big concept, but with a very narrow focus.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like, again, there's millions out there, but you're focusing on this one guy and like his little kind of clique.
This could have been a whole phase unto itself, honestly.
I think it should have been.
Yeah.
I think it should have been.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to King, but I just don't like time travel stuff. Like I'm already burnt out with like multiverse and stuff like that, and then to add like the time travel trope, I would have loved it. They would have just did it. If this would have been like the next phase, so that we can get more introduced into the cosmic realm of things, and then that when we can start bringing in like Silver Surfer and Galactus and all that kind of stuff as well. But that probably would have been a funner idea.
Yeah. I kind of have to wonder if they're feeling maybe this multiverse stuff really was kind of a mistake, and we need to get back and focus on what works and get away from the multiverse shit.
That's when all the budget started getting cut.
Yeah, but I mean, they just got to get through Kang. They got to get through the whole Kang dynasty, which is another 3 years, and with the writer's strike, maybe another 5 years. So, buckle up, kids. It's gonna be
What I'm upset about is that. Okay, it failed mostly. It was a dud. Yeah. Are we ditching the scrolls? Because I really wanted to see the super heroic aspect of Secret Invasion with the actual superheroes being replaced, not average Joe or us being replaced by a scroll. I don't care about that. I wanted to see like the big reveals, like the Elektra stuff. So
there is one. If you haven't been spoiled yet, there is. Keep watching.
Okay, but it reminds me
or don't look at Twitter or anything. You'll get spoiled.
Yeah. It reminds me of X-Men, and they've done the Dark Phoenix stuff twice now, and they failed twice. Yeah. So now I'm feeling like we're never going to see the proper Dark Phoenix because, like they've tried so many times and it failed. They want to step away from that, and I feel like with when shows like Secret Invasion fail. It just sets back the proper adaptation like at least a decade before they touch it again.
I think you got PTSD from Inhumans.
True.
And you're having flashbacks. That's the exact same scenario that happened with Inhumans. It was supposed to be a movie. They made it into a TV show. TV show tanked hard, and then the characters, because when that was getting ready, it was the Inhumans are going to replace the X-Men. It's Inhumans versus X-Men. No more mutants because Fox has all those rights and we don't want to be promoting their toys and their movies to our comics, right? Yeah. And so it was all Inhumans. That show tanks. And then it's like, all right, well, remember the X-Men guys? Yeah, come back over here. And
let's bring them back. Cool. Let's go.
Yeah, hey, we got snacks.
Do you think at this point Marvel has backed up a Brinks truck into Chris Evans' doorway, like, please come back for God's sake?
I think he'll come back.
I think Chris Evans will come back. I think Robert Downey is done with the whole Marvel stuff because I've been watching interviews with him talking about Oppenheimer, and he pretty much flat out said, "Yeah, I was kind of worried after the Marvel stuff that I really couldn't act anymore," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Wow.
I'm paraphrasing, but that was kind of what he said. He's like, and Oppenheimer is the best movie I've ever worked on. Those are his words. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
I think for like Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars or whatever, I think we'll see Captain America back, the original one. That's my prediction.
I think Chris Evans will be back. They'll back up a Brinks truck and be like, all right, man, how much? What's it going to take? Kevin Feige's going to show up with just the check and just go, write a number down, please.
He keeps saying that he'll come back for the right story.
Oh, yeah. He'll get on the sauce again, He's not
going to get a divorce and need some money.
Yeah. So, Gabe, speaking of, let's move past Secret Invasion to Scrolls. Did you haul anything or read anything that you want to talk about?
No hauls, but what I did read is I'm still going through Scalped. I'm on book 5.
Whoa.
And are you on book 4 yet, Lou?
Halfway through book 3. I'm going to try to finish it before Wednesday. It's not looking good, man. We might have to do it another week.
That's fine.
Just being honest. But I am halfway through book 3, and I was talking to Gio about it earlier. What do you think?
Book 4 is intense.
Okay.
Book 4 is like the major buildup of everything.
Yeah, you can see he's laying down the groundwork for the ending.
It gets. You've seen Uncut Gems, right?
Yes,
The movie,
I love that.
Adam Sandler. Yeah. You know how everybody was saying how that movie kind of made him really like gave him anxiety and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I didn't get that from Uncut Gems, but I kind of get that from Scalped because that's the point where everything right now is everything's like, does he know? Who knows what? When does he know this? Is this what's going on? Is that it's that through this entire book 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then book 5 is like, all right, this is when things are going to start ending. Like it's really starts getting into like the final punch. Man, it's so good though. It's so good, so good.
I was telling Gio how I forgot some of the smaller story moments. I remember because it's been a long time since I've read this book, but I remember the larger moments. But stuff with the guy that shows up at the casino and he's a con man and how that plays out into Dash's story and things like that. I forgot all about that. The situation with the Mungs, I was like, how does that end? Oh, right, it ends with this. It's great stuff all the way.
Yeah, there's a lot more. You get a lot of those short stories in this as well. Like one issue, and it's about like, an old couple and how they live and how they survive, or this crazy asshole person. You get to spend time around the res. It's the entire reservation is a part of the book.
Right.
It's not just a focus on Red Crow and Dash. It's Red Crow, it's Dash, it's Whitehaven, it's Grandma, it's that meth dealer, it's that meth dealer. You get a lot of characters here. Dino Poorbear, and the story with what was her name, Stacy Two Trees, with that accident. So there's a lot of that in this book too, man. It's so good. And you know what? I was talking about it on our Patreon, right? How I swore, by the way, that Jason Aaron's writing this, that he must have grew up or hung out at like Indian reservations. No, he just read a lot of books. I was completely wrong about that. He just did research and just has always been a fan of that kind of stuff. Damn, it's such a good book. I can't wait to finish it and then talk about it then.
Nice. We got a question here from Tasty Melon. Pretty fun one. What was everyone's first comic you ever read?
Shit. I don't remember, man.
I have a good majority of the stuff I read. I discovered that a couple years ago that I still have a couple issues. It was mostly I don't know which was the first one, but I can tell you it was mostly Spider-Man and a couple random Aquaman issues. So I'm not a fake fan or anything. I've been following those characters for a while. So.
I can tell you what is arguably the most important one that really got me hooked on comics. It was Spider-Man 2099. I've told this before where my parents were splitting up. Just real quick, my parents were splitting up. As part of the split up or whatever, my mom took us to therapy. My brother and I just kind of deal with it and talk to a therapist and all that other stuff. And afterwards, she'd take my brother and I to the comic shop. And the first book that I just fell in love with was Spider-Man 2099 because it had that red emboss cover on the rim of it. Is that emboss? That shiny cover, whatever, the glossy.
It's a holofoil cover.
Right. On the rim of it. And I was just, digging through the back issues. I saw it and I saw this badass Spider-Man costume. I'm like, what the fuck is Spider-Man 2099? I picked up the first issue and I fell in love. I still have it at my parents' house somewhere.
Ooh.
Mine was Ninja Turtles #1. That was the first comic book I read.
Nice.
I remember I was in with these apartments and we lived next to my aunt. And there was a neighbor kid that would come over. And I was being a little shit. I was being a little shit. And my dad bought us, like, I don't know if you guys remember TV trays when you were growing up. There was a little tin like platter with little legs, and you just, and they were awesome. They always had designs. So I got the one that my dad got me was this badass Transformers one. But I was being such a little shit that he gave it to that neighbor kid instead. And then, so what happened is the neighbor kid felt bad about it. When he invited me over to his house, he gave me a Ninja Turtles #1.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like, it was a 5th print. It's like the red cover. It's awesome. I still have it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I remember, I still remember reading it and going like, I don't understand how to follow these word balloons and like the panels, and there's like double page spreads, and like, how does this work out? I remember learning that through that book, and that's how I started to draw with the Ninja Turtle stuff and things like that. So, and I was blown away because I was a fan of the Turtles because of the cartoon and the toys, which is all really fun and cool and cute, and but the Ninja Turtle comic book from Mirage is just straight, just people getting their heads cut off and sliced up, and it's straight up blood and fighting. And they kill Shredder in the first issue, like they kill him. So it's a little bit more hardcore than what the cartoons were. So it was just really kind of fun experience with that.
How about, here's an idea for Wednesday. We talk about our most important comics, not the best ones necessarily, but the ones we kind of have the most fond memories and the important ones. What do you guys think?
That's a cool idea.
I just gave you mine.
We can clip this segment and then replay it on Wednesday.
I've got a few. I know I've got quite a few that have been released.
Yeah, I had to think of something, but yeah.
N-Man 40 says it looks like it is official. Green Lantern Corps Omnibus Volume 1 skips issues 4, 5, and 6. Why is it skipping issues? I don't know. Do you guys know?
No.
Was it not written by the Peter Tomasi? Is that why it?
No, it's supposed to be like an entire collection of everything. It's weird.
That's
it wasn't.
weird.
I don't think it's like a Peter Tomasi like Green Lantern omnibus. It's supposed to be that entire 45 issue run or whatever it is, plus whatever connections.
Yeah.
Why would you skip 3 issues? That doesn't make sense to me. It's not a Peter Tomasi omnibus. It's Green Lantern Corps, so you would think they would include it. Is that
Hold on.
Or is that the stuff that's like that predates that run, like from a different volume?
It is a Peter Tomasi centric book.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's labeled Green Lantern Corps
Yeah.
Omnibus by Peter Tomasi.
I misremembered.
Well, that could be it.
That's silly.
Images have come out. Okay. If you have any links, let us know, and man, I'll check it out. Post them in the chat. I'll go
But
through
that's
it.
coming out soon, right? That comes out August, right?
Yeah, this month. Yep.
Mm.
Precisely. Let's see if I can find the actual date.
By
Hold on.
Tomasi. So,
Yeah, Tomasi.
but still, like, why would you even take a chunk out? Like, I understand he didn't write it, but like, why take a
August
chunk
22, when the book comes out.
out? Okay, so 3 weeks.
Speaking of releases, let's go over to previews to check out what's coming out. Hold on.
Previews.
Hold on. I'm down. Let's head on over to Lunar first, if it'll open. Can't see it, right?
Nope.
Oh, I know what's wrong. Hold on. My bad. Let me open this again. Window. There we go. Okay, so Lunar, we're getting 2 more of the One Bad Day hardcovers. We got Bane, One Bad Day, Joshua Williamson, and Howard Porter.
Ooh. That one sounds good.
And
This
Clayface, One Bad Day, Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing, and Zerb Maniko doing the art.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be cool. I always love Clayface.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. This will probably be really good.
He's definitely an underused villain, I think. I mean, except for when he was in what was that Batman book where it was Batwoman in charge, and he was on the team.
Detective Comics.
That was Detective. Okay.
Rebirth.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. We're getting both versions of Blue Beetle Graduation Day by Josh Trujillo and Adrian Gutierrez. All 6 issues here. You can read it in English or you can read it in Spanish. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
And it's done by the same creative team, so no mistranslations or anything. I think it's a pretty low week for DC because I don't think there's anything else. Just single issues. Oh, that's a creepy cover.
Night Terrors.
Look at that. If you've got, I'm sorry for the people that have that phobia about the holes. Sorry about that. I just ruined your night.
That is a
What's
good
it called? What's that phobia called?
I had to look it up.
Triphobia thingamajig. I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Didn't mean to ruin your night.
Trypophobia?
Yeah, that thing. Yeah. Nope.
You got some Lobo up there.
Lobo. Yeah, Punchline, The Gotham Game by T. Howard and a bunch of other people. Gotham Game is issues 1 through 6. I mean, it could be good. Teeny Howard, yeah.
I'd give it a shot.
This book, which has never been printed before, The Sandman, Volume 6, trade paperback edition.
Wow, I can't believe they're finally putting it out, man.
Right?
Long sought after. Jesus.
It beat The Inhumans, being published for the first time. I think that's about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, they kind of got Blue Beetle in that Cholo pose. Did you see
Oh,
that?
yeah, I'll go back to that. Don't worry. Swamp Thing Green Hell hardcover by Jeff Lemire and Doug Mankey.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's gonna be great. That's a good team.
I need to read this. The Black Label stuff is actually, I remember when it's actually really good.
Is it?
I love all the. For the most part, they've used the Black Label imprint, I think, fairly well for a lot of titles. Which, when it first started out, it wasn't that great. But now it's really coming to its own.
Well, it was all Batman stuff.
Yeah.
It's like Batman, Joker, Riddler, Batman, Joker, Riddler, Joker.
Oh, yep, that's true.
Yep. It's really coming to its own the last few years, I think.
Okay. Yeah, Cholo pose, man.
Oh
That's me and all my friends in high school in front of a wall.
Steelworks volume or issue 3 out of 6. Is this related?
Still not as good as a poster as Kyle Rayner holding a bag of burritos in space. Or was it enchiladas?
Oh, remember that? That was.
Remember? How could I ever forget?
They chickened out and censored the thing. I know it was stupid of them, but they should have owned up to it and published the comic anyways, just to piss more people off.
Oh,
did they really name that book Steelworks? The Steel comic?
I think this is just a movie cover for Blue Beetle, like a variant or something.
Right.
Because it has nothing to do with Blue Beetle.
I would have bought 3 covers of that kind. I would have bought 3 of those Kyle Rayner covers.
The Tamale cover.
Yeah.
This is a very manga-looking, or like 90s anime steel. Damn.
They call it Steelworks. That's a weird name for a comic for that. I don't know why they didn't call it Steel.
Side by side with Superman. So yeah, pretty slow, tiny week for DC. Just a handful of trades and hardcovers. Teen Titans Raven.
This looks like a YA book.
Yeah.
Black is my happy color. Oh my god.
And what? Yeah, we're done. Young Alfred, Pain in the Butler. Great paperback. This is another YA.
I see what they did there.
So there's that. Moving on to the other publishers. From Image Comics, we got Class War trade paperback, Spawn Origins Volume 26, Time Before Time Volume 4. And for a second week, we don't have IDW, Dark Horse, Boom, none of that. It's all mixed up in the others category. Marvel is putting out Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, Volume 2. The Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise Treasury Edition. Legion of X by Spurrier, Volume 2. And the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game.
Oh, whoa, wait. Wow. Fun.
The hell is this?
Multiverse playing game. Wow. More multiverse stuff.
So this is the rule book. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know. No. That's a pass. That's an Omnibros a certified pass.
Is that a Trad Moore cover on Doctor Strange? That's a trippy cover.
It looks like Tradmore.
Bro's looking like he's got that drip going.
That is Tradmore.
Tradmore. Brace yourself for a Doctor Strange story like you've never seen.
Give Trad Moore like a for real Doctor Strange book.
Okay.
Oh, that's what this is. I thought you did the cover.
An artistic masterpiece. I'm not gonna be opposed to that because he's awesome. But
I'll check this out. I like Tradmore's work.
Yeah, I can only imagine Trad Moore doing like weird, trippy, like psychedelic stuff in a comic book.
maybe this is his pilot for a proper Doctor Strange run.
Maybe.
Speaking of Kang, here is the book for kids to read up on Kang, Marvelverse. The Kang trade.
Those are my favorite collections, where it just collects all random issues involving Kang.
Here, kids, enjoy this random assortment of issues of this character. Miles Morales, Spider-Man by Ziegler, Volume 1. And we finally have the reprint of Secret Warriors, Omnibus hardcover, with 2 covers here. Let's take a look real quick.
How do you feel about this? Because I think it's really good. But I
love Secret Warriors.
I think it's really good. I don't love Secret Warriors. I think it's really good.
No, it's a good like B+.
Yeah. Does this include the man? What was that book? It should. The Leonardo da Vinci, Nikola Tesla.
Oh no, not the Shield stuff. No,
it's not on here.
Oh, I'm kind of surprised at that because doesn't that tie into this? It's been a while since I've read that.
A little bit. I mean, not a lot. There's just references and stuff like that to it. That if you want to be, because remember when everybody was doing like a Jonathan Hickman like readathon, and they were reading all of his stuff to see how it connects. It connects, but it's not like a prerequisite to read this or anything like that.
Yeah, for kids, for those of you out there that are listening, what I'm talking about is Jonathan Hickman was working on a book. I think it was only 4 or 5 issues long, and it took almost fucking 10 years for the final issue to come out for whatever reason. And it was a story involving S.H.I.E.L.D. and how S.H.I.E.L.D. was originally, I think, run by Leonardo da Vinci or something like that. And Nikola Tesla was this fucking crazy person that was jumping through time and killing people or something crazy like that. But it was fun. It was a good read.
I will say, when I first heard about the Secret Invasion show and that it was a Nick Fury-centric book, TV show, sorry, I thought they were going to do Secret Warriors and mix it with the Skrulls. That's what I thought the show was going to be about. I was so excited. He's going to form a team. They're going to fight the Skrulls. It's going to be awesome. No.
Yeah, this book also has one of my favorite Fury moments, Recoil. I love that line where oh my god, it's such a great read of who Nick Fury is.
Dude, Nick Fury is such a dickhead in this book.
Yes, he is.
He's certainly
This-
more competent than the MCU one.
it's a nice. See, it's similar to what we were talking about with the scrolls and Secret Invasion. This plays off what was happening in the overall Marvel universe, and I thought it was great how it was happening behind the scenes, and it impacted the rest of the Marvel world and the main events behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Hydra.
Yeah.
This was the introduction of Quake and all that stuff.
Hickman starts out in this book with Brian Michael Bendis, and I think Hickman finishes it. I think Bendis drops off the book after a while.
Right.
Yes, correct. So there you go, 2 covers. Which cover do you like best? I still think the original is the best one.
Yeah, the Jim Chunk one, because that has the same art style where it was just the image on the top and it was always kind of blank on the bottom. That's just a random pull out of the Ed McGuinness issue. I think it's Dark Reign the List or something. But
yeah, the original. Yeah, I like the original cover better.
The Endman brings up a fond memory. This was a whale from late 2011. You remember on all our shows how people were asking, I wonder when Secret Warriors is coming back. I wonder where when we're getting Uncanny X-Force again. So yeah, everything gets reprinted.
Everything gets yep.
It's like one of the last whales.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book this book is the reason I hate that they wrote Nick Fury out of the Marvel Universe and replaced him with his son.
Oh, God. That convoluted mess of getting Sam Jackson. I remember that. That was so fucking convoluted.
Well, that's who Nick Fury is in the comics right now. Like, the real Nick Fury is still like in space, like as a Watcher or whatever. I think.
With the what was that event from Jason Aaron? Original Sin.
Original Sin.
Yeah. I mean, look, I have no issue with Sam Jackson being the current Nick Fury in the main Marvel Comics run. It's the way they did it where I was thinking, this is the most clunky fucking shit you guys could have come up with in order to introduce this character like this. But all right, fuck it, it's comics.
You gotta make him look like the movie Nick Fury somehow.
Yeah,
which is ironic considering he was based off the Ultimate version, which already looked like him.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Star-Lord never looked like the one in the movies, but overnight, well, he's gonna look and act like Peter Quill from the movies. So
yeah.
Same thing with all those characters. I really would love to see somebody read Annihilation, have no clue what James Gunn did, and go, who the fuck are these characters? This isn't Star-Lord. Oh, Drax isn't fucking highly literal Worf in the comics. What is going on?
I have FOMO with the Secret Warriors Omni. Need to get it, but I have to wait till Friday. I hope it stays in stock and you can get it, Rodimus, because I don't want to FOMO you further, but this is really good. I love Secret Warriors. It's one of my favorite Jonathan Hickman stuff.
Rodimus, I say this with love. This might sell out before Friday. Because this is actually an omnibus that's been requested for quite a few years. A lot of people have wanted this one for a while.
And I bet you they haven't printed it.
I assume it's not going to have a large print run, right?
I would think not. You know, it's Secret Warriors Omnibus. It took them 10 years to reprint it.
It was a secret. That's why they're doing it now, you know. But speaking of Omnis, Spider-Gwen getting the Ghost Spider Omnibus with 3 covers. It's insane. Let me highlight all 3 for you guys. Let me know which one you like the best. Here's the original cover, which is my favorite, and the one I would go for, because I'm a huge fanboy for Bengal. That's the main one.
That's nice.
Getting this one over here. My homie, is it Inhyuk Lee, is doing this cover. And Andrew Robinson doing this cover.
That's my favorite. I like that one a lot.
I'm surprised that these variant like omnibuses or hardcovers didn't just fall flat on its face. Like, I don't understand how a store would want to order multiple copies because there's different covers. I can understand that with comics because they're cheaper. You know, you're paying like, you know, $1.50 maybe for a comic book, so you could do variants. That's fine. But on a hardcover, like, you're paying $50 for it.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's going to sell, which one's going to sell. So you got to kind of buy one of each. It's weird. Such a weird idea with this kind of price point on these things.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it was at Torpedo, but at my local comic shop, when I was still going there, they would pull one of these omnibuses per order or whatever,
Mhm.
because they would just sit on shelves for the most part. These are very special items for hardcore collectors that need to have this stuff. So my local comic shop wouldn't, maybe two at most for the shelf.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know, nobody special orders it. You're like, all right, well, maybe I'll buy one or two, you know?
I don't think they print as many DMs. What's your guys' opinion on Ghost Spider? I just bought the omnibus.
I haven't read any Ghost Spider. I don't know much about Spider-Gwen.
I haven't read it. All I've read was that initial run with Jason Latour.
Same. This material I have not read. Sorry to disappoint, Venom Swan. But ignore everything. Buy this book because of FOMO and get this cover because I think it's the best one.
Maybe the one I would-
Or this one, which Lou liked.
I really like this one.
Both are good. And I appreciate that they changed the name to Ghost Spider. It's better than Spider-Gwen.
Well,
Mhm.
it's still Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider on the cover.
They should have just erased that.
Or just left it as Spider-Gwen.
That's dumb. Also, Spider-Man No Way Home, Art of the Movie, hardcover.
Damn, that's a few years late.
Star Wars Dr. Aphra, Volume 6. And Star Wars Thrawn, new printing. Spoilers, he's on the new show. The Others section, we got from Rebellion 2000 AD, 10,000 Disasters of Dort. Hope I said that right. From Dark Horse, Abe Sapien, The Drowning and Other Stories, trade paperback edition. PS Art Books, you got Adventure into Unknown, Softy.
Whoa.
Manga, if you guys are interested in the manga that are coming out in August, I got 2 links for you. We did a stream on Thursday going over all the books. And tomorrow I have my most anticipated releases for August. So you might want to check out my channel, Manga Geekdom, for that. So yeah. IDW, Beauty of Horror Tarot coloring book. That's a weird coloring book. Dark Horse, Black Hammer Omnibus Edition, Volume 2. If you missed it the first time, you can get it now in omnibus format, but the trade.
I still haven't read anything Black Hammer related.
It's good stuff. I haven't read all of it, but it's good. BPRD Omnibus, Volume 6. This is the last one for... Oh my gosh. What's the last storyline from BPRD? Lou?
Hell on... No. Was it Hell on Earth? BPRD...
After Plague of Frogs?
I believe the last story was Hell on Earth.
Well, that's in here. So if you don't have the hardcovers, get the trades. Oni Press is putting out Cartoon Show hardcover.
I'm surprised those BPRD books never got reprinted in hardcover. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
They're great little collections if you got them.
Even like the Plague of Frog stuff.
Yeah, they're solid.
Yep.
I mean, those were great when I had them.
And they never even bothered doing like library editions for them either. Hell something. Rebellion 2000 AD has Clash of Guards. What else is in here? It's all mixed up. Sorry. Graphics has Good Neighbors trilogy. Floating World Comics, I Never Found You. Lokita, Supernatural Superhero from Phoenix Studios.
Lupin the
If you like-
Third.
If you like Lupin the Third, this is the second hardcover I don't know why it says Volume 1. This is Volume 2. Collecting like the greatest hits of the franchise. This was done to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Lupin the Third.
God damn.
The how do I pronounce this? Taschen?
Tashi?
Yeah, Toshin.
Marvel Comics Library hardcover volume 4. This time it goes to the X-Men volume 1. So this is like a super duper deluxe hardcover book. Pristine edition, whatever, gold foil. When you get it, it's going to solve all your problems. That's how expensive it is. It's
so
200
big,
bucks.
you put it in a suitcase. Like,
It's
literally
right.
It's one of those cardboard suitcases it comes in.
It's $200 of content that nobody should read.
Good point.
It's terrible.
This was the pilot for Claremont later on. Think of it like that.
This stuff is terrible. Don't let your friends fool you. This early X-Men stuff is horrible.
If you really want to read it, get the Epic Collection.
Yeah, it's not. Don't do this to yourself. Honestly, $200. Come on, guys.
What is this? Neptune episode 1, volume 1. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, Hair Today Gone from Marvel Press. Saturday AM, Oblivion Road, Hakuna Matata, I don't know. Pirate and the Porcelain Girl, hardcover and softcover. Weird Mysteries. We also have from Dark Horse, Prism Stalker, Weeping Star. Bunch of other softy editions and classic material from back in the day.
I still want the classic Captain Marvel stuff.
Yeah. Saving Chupi. Konga, Volume 2. All this stuff. Silver Age classics, Strange Adventures, sci-fi stories, that kind of stuff. Let's see if I'm missing anything else. Oni Press, Soggy Landing.
Yeah.
Blood Moon Comics, Sulphur Wells. IDW has this. I don't. That you can read it. There you go. How am I supposed to read this? VEKVLT. Thank you. So there you go. Cinebooks, Valerian, Volume 2. This manga is amazing. If you want a cool, action-packed story, like straight out of a 90s Hollywood film, get Sugumi Project. I did a video on it on my channel if you guys want to check it out. Really enjoyed that.
What about that creepy cover on Trent?
Where?
The first one on the first on the left.
Oh, Trent, Volume 8, Little Trent. Sounds riveting.
Is that a real boy or is that a mannequin?
There's 8 volumes of this, so it must be selling.
Bro, that's. I don't like that cover.
I don't either. He's like, oh, the boat is leaving and it left the little boy behind. It's like Epstein's Island or something.
I don't. Oh, God. I don't like. Yeah, I'm not feeling the art on this. The dead eyes of that boy. Like,
I was like, is that a ventriloquist dummy or is that a real boy?
That boy has seen some shit. He's got Vietnam eyes going on.
He knows what's going to happen now that his parents left him there with the man in the beige hat.
Oh my God.
I will say, this man is me when I look at all the weird stuff Marvel solicits instead of the Inhumans.
That's my face when I look at all the manga solicitations.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's like, what?
Fantagraphics has one book, Werewolf Jones and Sons Deluxe Summer Fun. Samantha, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. West of Sundown, Volume 2 from Vault Comics. That's super creepy.
Yes, Tasty Melon.
Okay, go back. At least read the description, because now it's piqued my
No
interest.
way. No, that's all about. That guy can't give out Halloween candy.
Go back
anymore.
to the Epstein Island book real quick.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
This
sounds
turned into one of those things again.
Yeah. Hold on.
This is great. Let's see the the kid touching island book.
Give me a second. West of Sundown, the New Mexico town of Sangre de Moro has accepted its strange new residents, a vampire, her thrall, Frankenstein's monster, and the would-be mad scientist Griffin. I don't need anything else. I want to check this out. If you guys have read West of Sundown, let me know in the comment section or in the chat.
This sounds really cool. I love this concept already. And Tim Seeley's great.
Aaron Campbell, Tim Seeley, Jim Terry. Nice. Okay, what are we doing?
We gotta go back and look at Trent.
Oh God.
What's the description of this?
While Agnes is in Europe to visit family, Trent is given a somewhat unusual mission to escort a woman to her father's home.
Oh God.
Mrs. Taylor has left her husband, a man that alcohol turns horribly violent, and is now taking their son to safety at his grandfather's, a former senator. Tasked with protecting them, Trent takes a liking to young Jeremy and begins to dream of his own little Trent with Agnes until the father tracks them down.
I knew that just from the cover.
What is happening here?
This got 8 volumes. Who's reading this? I've never heard of this.
It's somebody in the chat, because I know you guys like to venture and read different things than just the standard big two. Anybody reading this in the chat?
Jerry from Subway reads this, I bet.
Is this the origin story of the man in the yellow hat from Curious George? Is that what the big reveal of this is going to be?
He looks like him. That's what I was saying. He looks like him.
That little boy is a monkey, and he's just hallucinating it's a child. That's the big twist of the book or something.
Or that Curious George is really a child, and he was hallucinating that it was a monkey. A kid identified as a monkey.
Volume 1. Okay, so Trent Volume 1. I need some context here.
Trent seems to be doing. Yeah, Trent seems like it's doing way too much for one volume of a comic. Pick a plot and stick with it, Trent.
A lesson be learned: don't leave your kid on an island with anybody.
What the hell am I doing? Okay, so this is Volume 1.
This is after he got ran out of town for touching boys.
Philip Trent is a Mountie, a member of the Canadian. Sorry, go ahead.
This is what happens when Jess isn't on the show. Sorry, Gio. Go ahead, man.
It's his fault for missing it. Sergeant Philip Trent is a Mountie, a member of the Canadian Northwest Mounted Police. At the end of the 19th century, it's up to him and his fellow officers to crisscross the vast open spaces of Canada to maintain law and order. Sent after a small-time killer, he finds himself saving the beautiful Agnes from a pack of hungry wolves. The young woman has come from the city to find her missing half-brother. Against his better judgment, Trent agrees to help her.
So how do we get from this to him owning a child?
He takes a liking to young Jeremy here and begins to dream of his own little Trent.
That's the part that kind of creeps me out of that description.
Dreaming
with Agnes until the father tracks him down. Sure.
This book is so bad they won't even put their full names on it.
Rodolphe
and Leo.
Anybody can be Leo. That takes a liking. Red flag. Sure.
Also, the alcohol that turns him horribly violent.
Phantom Fool says he's read a couple earlier in the series. They're not terrible. A couple issues.
That's awesome. That's good for you, man.
I'm glad they're good.
Convoluted.
This guy seems creepy, though.
Yeah. This whole plot just sounds like it's a giant mess. You know, he's got an escorted woman to her home. Somebody's an alcoholic who's horribly violent. He starts falling in love with the kid. He takes a liking to the kid, and he wants a family. There's too much going on in one volume.
So come back, and that kid's gonna be wearing a dress. and high heels and an apron cooking for the family.
I can see that.
There you go.
If this was a
Yeah.
graphic book, that's how that story would play out.
No.
That'll get an omnibus before Inhumans does, though.
Oh, don't say that.
No. You know what's not a mess, however? It is our wonderful sponsor. It's InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions. Get your omnibus, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, box sets, treasury editions, all that wonderful stuff and more with great deals that range from 42 to sometimes 50, 60% off. It's crazy over there. Orders of $50 or more gets you free shipping in the U.S., and if you make an order on a week-by-week basis, you get that sweet loyalty discount that adds an extra 2% to your order, the loyalty discount. Fantastic customer service, wonderful packaging. That's InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibroslive here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. So, we're going to do the gift card giveaway.
All right. Good luck.
Give me a second.
You can order
out Trent.
You'd use that $50 gift card to order Trent's volume 1 through 8.
Oh, no. Don't do that to yourself. A Trent Compendium, the Trent Omnibus. How about that?
Maybe DC will put it on and take out like 3 or 4 issues.
The Trentibus. How's that? Trentibus.
We got 75 entries. Before we wrap up, can we at least get 5 more? So we rounded out at 80. Let me share this. The gift card. There we go.
Let's do this.
So 75 entries going in a couple seconds.
All right.
76. All right. Let's see if we get the other 3. 4. Sorry.
No whammies. No whammies. No whammies.
Yeah. So also,
let's do it.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate that. Thank you everybody in the chat for participating. Smash that like button, please. Also, if you don't win now, don't worry about it because we're going to do another giveaway at the end of August. So you got another shot at winning. Don't worry about it. We got you. This is all courtesy of In Stock Trades. A roguish type. If you don't enter the contest, you'll end up like Trent. There you go.
I love how the chat is just running with this thing.
Do it for Trent.
Dude, that always happens when we go through previews. You always find one book that's just ridiculous, and we all just joke on it, and it becomes a thing. It's my favorite.
Can you imagine if it's actually good and you read it, you're like, "This is amazing."
All right, let's do this.
Let's do this. All right. Enough goofing. All right. Good luck, everybody. 76 entries. Thank you for participating. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, let's see
Let's see who wins this sucker.
No whammies. No whammies. No whammies. No
Let's
whammies.
do it. Let's do it.
Oh, Anderson.
Anderson. All right.
Congratulations.
That's awesome, man. Good job. Congrats.
Hold on. Philip Anderson. Let me write that down. Philip, thank you so much. Are you still here in the chat with us?
I hope he is.
We are all Trent. Congrats. Donated to Trent. Congrats. All right. Philip, if you're still here, let us know what you need to do.
He is. There he is.
Hey, there we go. Let's highlight that. Thank you so much.
Congrats,
thank you for showing up and participating with us. Appreciate that, buddy. What you got to do now is send us an email to omnibroslive@gmail.com with what is it, the name, the email that they use to log into
just your name and the email address that's on your IST account.
There you go. Send that info to that email, and as soon as we can, hopefully this week, we're going to send that info and get you that gift card as soon as humanly possible. So thank you so much, Philip. Thank you everybody for participating. Let me close this down. If you did not win, don't worry. Like I mentioned a minute ago, you still have another shot next month. We're going to do it all over again and pick out another winner. So this is brought to you by the fine folks at InStockTrades.com. Shout out to them. guys, go check out all the new releases tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be it. We've been running for a little bit. We got to go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the chat. You guys are lovely as always. Thank you to the collector says, let Trent rest for crying out loud. So we're going to do that. We're going to simmer on that Trentness and come back for another stream on Wednesday. Gabe loves 90s comics. Where can people find you?
Hit me up on Instagram. Gabe loves 90s comics.
Oh, yeah. Comics Guide. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Threads at El Carrero 89. So you can follow me.
Hell yeah. And you can find me on Threads, Instagram, X, whatever it's called nowadays. It's still Twitter.
Oh my God.
Also, subscribe to my channel if you want, Manga Geekdom, where I talk about all the cool manga that I'm reading and all that stuff. I'd appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody watching later. Should mention that. And yeah, that's it. We'll be back on Wednesday for another fantastic edition of Omnibroslive. So thank you, everybody.
Good.
See you later.
Justice for Trent.
Everybody's trying.